Summer is water sports time, especially here in the Pacific Northwest, and it can be a really fun and safe activity for the whole family, but there are some things that we need to keep in mind. Just this year in Washington State, we've had several paddleboarders die. None of them were wearing a life jacket, and I think it just illustrates the need for us to be really mindful of all the safety tips to keep in mind while we're doing these sports. The first one is really clear, which is to wear a personal flotation device of some sort. Most commonly, that's a life jacket. There are inflatable types, but those usually require either pulling a cord or being submerged under the water in order to activate. Keep in mind, those are not designated for kids under 16 or for people who are not good swimmers. I recommend always wearing a life jacket or other wearable, non-inflatable personal flotation device. What is a personal flotation device? So I get lots of questions related to kids about this, and the answer is it is not water wings, puddle jumpers, or arm floaties. Those are not things that will really keep your child safe if they get into a situation where they're not able to float or swim. The third thing is, again, about kids, so really to keep in mind what sort of supervision is required. And for kids under the age of 5, we really say that touch supervision is best. Those children should never be out of arm's length of an adult whose job it is to really keep an eye on them at all times. If you are the designated water watcher and you need to take a break for some reason, make sure that you choose someone else to assume that responsibility while you're gone. There should always be someone with eyes on young children or children who are not strong swimmers. Even kids who are older or who have good swimming abilities, and even adults, should really have somebody whose job it is to keep an eye out and make sure that everyone is having a great time and is staying safe. It's really important to keep in mind that drowning may not look like you think it does. So when we see people who drown on television or in the movies, they're screaming and waving their arms around and yelling for help. And in reality, drowning is almost always silent. You may notice that someone is off on their own when they shouldn't be, that they're floating face down for more than a few seconds, that they're gasping or have their head tilted back, or that their mouth is bobbing up and down below the waterline. People may also do what's called ladder climbing or stair climbing, which is moving their arms and legs, almost trying to pull themselves or climb out of the water. If you see any of those things, it's cause for immediate intervention to check and make sure that that person is okay. For more information, you can go to Swedish's blog, where we'll link to lots of other information about water safety.